Wow. We just received more information on what the Bucks offered the Knicks this past summer in order for them to acquire Giannis Antetokounmpo. And you will not believe the trade package. We're going to break down all of these latest reports today. This episode is presented by FanDuel. We have a goal of trying to reach 40,000 subscribers, and we could really use your support. If you enjoy daily Knicks content, please hit that subscribe button. And now, let's get started. Blockbuster trade incoming. How did we get here? That's the main question so many fans have. How did we get to a point where Giannis Antetokounmpo wants to join the Knicks? Here's why. Shout out to basketballnews.com and ESPN's Brian Windhorst for giving us this following information. According to them, specifically per Windhorst, the turning point for Giannis Antetokounmpo was the Bucks' decision to waive Damian Lillard this summer. According to Windhorst exactly. I can't emphasize this enough. Giannis saw that move and then was interested in being a Knick. He couldn't have been clearer about where he felt about the Bucks roster. But this goes even deeper than that. Giannis thought this was a done deal. He thought he was going to be traded to the Knicks. Ironically, this is very similar to the Donovan Mitchell situation a few years ago when the Knicks pursued him. And when he was asked about it, he said he thought he was a Knick. But unfortunately, that never happened. Hopefully with Giannis, history won't repeat itself. Shout out to New York Basketball on the app X for giving us this following information. NBA insider Jake Fisher gave us this following update about Giannis and his connection with the Knicks. According to him, multiple sources insisted this week that Giannis during the summer told at least one Bucks teammate he believed a trade to the Knicks was quite close. Knicks continued to be cited as a team that must be mentioned in any credible discussion about Giannis Antetokounmpo's landscape. Oh, and by the way, for all the people who believe the Knicks did not provide a legit offer, did not make a legit offer for Giannis Antetokounmpo, that is absolutely false. New York made a real offer for Giannis. That offer was on the table, but ultimately, both teams decided to go their own ways. Shout out to Sports Illustrated and NBA insider Ian Begley for giving us this following information. According to them, Ian Begley was quite honest when discussing the Knicks' pursuit of Giannis Antetokounmpo over the summer. Contrary to reports suggesting the talks were merely exploratory, New York put real assets on the table. According to Begley, there was what the Knicks felt was a legit offer in terms of what they put together. It wasn't just like, hey, we'll give you our 6th or 7th guy and 8 second-round picks. It was legit in terms of what they felt they were putting together and putting on the table. Specific players, specific picks. Begley also continued here by stating, the Bucks don't do those talks with the Knicks over the summer without some kind of endorsement from Giannis. They're not just doing that based on nothing. There might be a semantics game with whether he asked for a trade or whether he didn't. For the Knicks, they made what they felt was a legit offer over the summer for Giannis. And ultimately, the Bucks did not accept that offer. And there it is, the main question. What was that trade package? Recently, we learned what the trade package was from the Bucks side, and you're not going to believe the players involved. Let's take a look. Shout out to NBA insider Chris Persiani with Clutch Points for giving us this following information. According to him, little is known about what specifically unfolded in the Knicks exclusive window, aside from the obvious lack of a deal. Sources familiar with the situation tell Clutch Points that trade talks between the teams included Milwaukee submitting a trade proposal to New York that involved both Giannis and forward Kyle Kuzma. You didn't hear me wrong. The Bucks offered the Knicks Giannis and Kuzma this offseason, but clearly a deal did not get done. Let's continue here with more details on this situation. Persiani continues here by stating, the Knicks' level of interest in that particular deal is unknown. The Bucks discussing a trade involving both their superstar and Kuzma can, however, narrow down the options for what the rest of that proposed trade may have looked like. At the time, New York was unable to take back more salary than they were sending out because they were over the first apron of the salary cap. That limits what the return for both forwards could have been, removing one intriguing trio of players from the realm of possibility. With Antetokounmpo and Kuzma both heading to the Knicks in the offseason proposal, the team would have been unable to send all three of OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, and Mitchell Robinson in return. Several other combinations of players would have worked at the time, though, despite the two Bucks alone combining for over $76.5 million of cap hit salary this season. We don't know what the Knicks trade package was. However, given the players involved, we can do a little bit of math and understand exactly what type of package the Bucks were likely requesting from the Knicks. And when you take a look at this package, you'll understand why I have been saying for so long that the only way this trade happens is if Giannis requests a trade out of Milwaukee and demands to be traded to the Knicks. Take a look at this. So in that offseason proposal, we know that the Milwaukee Bucks offered New York Giannis and Kyle Kuzma. That's an incoming $75.58 million. In this situation, in order to match that, the Knicks would need to send out OG Anunoby, Mitchell Robinson, Josh Hart, Miles McBride. That total would be $76.3 million. I'm unsure if this is the exact trade New York was asked to make this offseason, but I know for a fact right now, if New York wanted to make a move without including Karl-Anthony Towns, this is how that move would look. If Giannis does not request out, this is all the things New York would have to give up in terms of players just to match salary, not including all the picks New York would likely have to attach to this deal in order to get it done. That's just way too much. You cannot trade OG Anunoby. He is way too important to what we're trying to do and what we're trying to build in New York. You want OG Anunoby and Giannis playing together. You don't want him going away from Giannis in this situation. This is why Giannis must request out. And let me tell you this. If Giannis requests out, if he leaves Milwaukee, he will dictate the terms. He will choose where he plays basketball next, not the Bucks. Shout out to Chris Persiani and Brian Windhorst from ESPN for giving us this following information. According to them, if Antetokounmpo's discussions with the Bucks do result in a trade request, the 30-year-old superstar is expected to dictate terms. He will tell his front office where he wants to play. Milwaukee will be trying to make the best possible deal with that team, per ESPN's Brian Windhorst. I want Giannis here more than anyone, but not at the expense of gutting the team. That doesn't make sense to me. I want to win with Giannis. Giannis himself is not a cheat code. You can't win a championship just because Giannis is on your team. If that was the case, would the Bucks be struggling right now? And it's not even because Giannis is out. Look at their record when Giannis is playing. They're an average team when Giannis plays. That's because Giannis alone does not get it done. You need other players around Giannis if you want to win. And one of those players, without a doubt, is OG Anunoby. You want OG, Mikal Bridges, all of these players. your defense staying with the team, playing with Giannis. And now we know, we have confirmation. If and when Giannis requests a trade out of Milwaukee and he has his sights set on one specific team, he will tell the Bucks he wants to play with that team, and he will be the one to dictate terms. And if he's dictating terms, do not tell me that this following trade cannot happen. A lot of people think this is unrealistic. This is not possible. There is no way Milwaukee will accept it. Maybe you're right, but I also just heard that Giannis will dictate terms. You think Giannis wants to join a Knicks team that has no chance of winning a championship? I don't think so. Giannis will make it clear. He wants to join the Knicks. He only wants to go there, and the Bucks will have to accept whatever the Knicks are offering them, even if that offer is this following trade. I don't care what you have to say. Don't tell me what's possible. Giannis will tell me what's possible. Remember, he's dictating terms. Shout out to channel sponsor FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, for giving us this updated information and these latest odds on who's going to win the game tonight between the Jazz and the New York Knicks. And as you can see by the money line, the New York Knicks are overwhelming favorites to win this game against the Jazz tonight. They're at -1,000, while the Jazz, they're at +660. It's the Jazz, so the Knicks will absolutely have a huge lead during the game. What I want to see tonight during the game against the Jazz from New York is their ability to control the game, get the lead, but most importantly, maintain the lead. New York has had a very big problem keeping leads after they build them up. But tonight, they need to put an end to that. Build that lead, keep that lead, and absolutely maintain the lead until the end of the game. Do it for 48 minutes. And if you do that, New York will be walking out of this game with another W. But what about you guys? What do you think about the Knicks making a blockbuster trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo? And what do you think about the trade package offered to the Knicks by the Bucks this past offseason, where they offered the Knicks Giannis and Kyle Kuzma? Let me know how you feel about that in the comment section below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knick fans, take care of yourself, your families, and each other. Peace and love.